What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we have the divisional round of playoffs and my predictions. In the wild card round, we went 4-2, only getting the Packers and Cowboys game and the Browns and Texans game wrong. We're not going to waste too much time with the intro because I'm already behind on this video and I need to get it out really quickly before the weekend starts. So let's jump into the divisional round predictions. So first on Saturday, we have the Texans at the Ravens. And so I thought Joe Flacco was going to cook and that the Browns defense was going to keep the Texans in check, but basically the opposite happened last week. Stroud threw for 274 and 3 touchdowns on only 21 attempts, which was probably the most efficient QB performance next to Jordan Love, who had almost the exact same stat line. The defense took 2 scores to the house on back-to-back drives to put the game away at that point, and it was a performance that I definitely didn't see coming at all. All of this against a Browns team who had one of the best statistical seasons in terms of pass defense this year, and so now I'm in a whole new headspace when it comes to talking about the Houston Texans. I said that they were a year away from being a contender, but nah, they're contenders right now. And now they're visiting the 1 seed in Baltimore, who has also had one of the best defenses, if not the very best in the league. And the difference in this one from the Browns game is, of course, Lamar Jackson. We know the story of the Ravens. Lamar is the frontrunner to win MVP. They lead the league in rush offense, which Lamar was also a big part of. He's the best running quarterback in the league. He's the best escape artist in the league. But this season was the worst one in his career so far of him getting sacked. He got sacked 38 times, which is the highest amount in his career. And the Texans were able to get after Joe Flacco all day. And if he wasn't getting sacked, you'd see him throwing it away or throwing it and completing it for negative gains to maybe some receivers or running backs in the area on multiple occasions. So I think that the Texans, if they can get the same pressure against Lamar that they got on Joe Flacco, it's going to be a game. They got this pressure against the Ravens when they played back in week 1, where they got Lamar down for 4 sacks, and they still got blown out of the water. I think it was like 26-9. But that same game was CJ Stroud's NFL debut, and he is a different player. This is a completely different Texans team, as it is a different Ravens team. While the Texans are a hot topic after smacking around the Browns in the wild card, we've seen a consistent performance throughout the year from the Ravens. They embarrassed the 49ers, they destroyed the Dolphins, blew out the Lions, and these are all some pretty damn good teams as their playoff teams. As much as I love to root for the underdogs, I still think that the Ravens are going to take this one. I just don't think that it's going to be a cakewalk that we may have expected had we known these two teams were going to play a couple weeks ago. And the second Saturday game, we have the Packers at the 49ers. And this game is almost a copy and paste of the Texans situation. We've got the same quarterback performances and the same defensive performances. That score from the Cowboys game made it look a lot better, obviously, but that game was over basically right after it started. Typical Cowboys leaving the playoffs early, and what do you know? My heart was right and my brain was wrong. But Joe Barry has been calling some elite game plans for the Packers in the past month, and now they have to go into Santa Clara and try and replicate last week. And I'm rooting for the Packers just like I was last week. But again, just like last week, I don't think that this is going to happen. The 49ers have looked head and shoulders over every NFC team, and I don't think that the Packers can keep the Cinderella run going. But again, we saw what they did last week, and it's not a good idea to just look ahead and glance over the Packers. With that, the 49ers, 3rd in rush yards against, unlike the squad that Aaron Jones just ran all over. They have CMC coming back, unlike the squad that had Tony Pollard or Rico Dowdle. He is the best running back in the league, and he's a game changer. As well as the Packers played last week, they're taking on a way better 49ers team this week, so give me the Niners. And to kick off Sunday, we have the Bucs at the Lions. I knew that the Eagles defense wouldn't be able to contain Baker and the Bucs, and I knew the Buccaneers would win that game. I did not know that they were going to win in that fashion, though. And now they're going against the Lions, who just won their first playoff game in 30 years. The team who went down to the wire with the Rams, a Rams team that has a legit offense through their young guys and the wide receiver whisperer in Matt Stafford. As everyone's already noted in this game, we're guaranteed an NFC championship with either Baker Mayfield or Jared Goff, which is pretty cool. And so I'm also going to get my final praises for the Bucs out of the way because I'm getting kind of nauseous. But their offense was great even without their big names making all the big plays. Trey Palmer did tweet that he was pissed off, and apparently that's a guarantee that he's going to score. I could put an end to all that, though, if I decided to make a bet and take him up on that. But with Mike Evans having a rare off game, you can only expect him to come back next week and have a good showing, because the Lions have not been great against the pass all year, but they have been great against the run, which was the story of the Buccaneers' life for most of the season, yet they were still winning games. Now the Lions, I already talked about their defense, but their offense was top 5 in just about every major statistical category, both on the ground and through the air, and they're facing the same scenario as the Bucs, because Tampa's defense, good against the run, poor against the pass. They also played earlier in the year and the Lions handled them, but this is the playoffs. It's completely different. The matchup is kind of like a stalemate on paper or statistically wise, but I'm going to take the better overall team that we've seen prove it more throughout the season. Ford Field's going to be insane, so give me the Lions. And to close it out, Sunday, Chiefs at the Bills. And I hate picking games between these two because I feel like I always get it wrong. Doesn't matter if it's a regular season game or if it's the playoffs, I can never get it right. But there are a few things that I am certain about when it comes to this game. First, Josh Allen, he is really good. He went off against the Steelers. Really good at football, that guy. Second, L'Jarius Sneed, also really good. And since Stephon Diggs has not been quite the superstar that he usually is, he's been on a little bit of a cold streak. Not going to say that he's been terrible, but a little cold up to his standard. And I don't think that we're going to see as much of him as we typically would because he's going to be matched up against Sneed. I think it'll open up things for Gabe Davis, of course, who actually put up a goose egg last game. But Khalil Shakir might be in for another big game as well. And third, and finally, one thing I'm certain of, I am so sick and tired of watching Taylor Swift after every other play when the Chiefs are on my TV. I am so tired of it. I don't want to see her up on the TV. I want to watch the game. I didn't come for a Taylor Swift concert. I didn't come to watch people up in a box cheering for the game. So I'm going to use this game and this time to beg the Bills. Please beat the Chiefs. Do me a favor. Do Bills Mafia a favor. Do everyone a favor. Please beat the Chiefs. I'm going to manifest it with this pick. I am taking the Bills to answer all of our prayers. Buffalo, please beat the Chiefs. So those are my picks for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Comment your picks down in the comments section below. Feel free to check out more of my videos. I do a lot of in-season work, but I also do a lot of out of the ordinary videos. I do a lot of concept videos. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. But until the next video, I'll see you guys later.